His current whereabouts are unclear. He has not been seen in public in Sierra Leone in the past several days. Authorities are presently anxiously contemplating the potentiality that, in light of his hideout being uncovered, he might have relocated once again.
For myself, whenever I hear the name Sierra Leone, I ponder why choose that particular country. However, it is indeed a well-recognized hub for residing.
Yes, that's correct, and it actually applies to more West African countries. You have been seeing for some time now, for a few years actually, that there is a shift in smuggling routes from South America to Western Europe. This often went directly, but those transports are, of course, well monitored, especially if they go via airplanes or ships.
Please subscribe to my new YouTube channel CLIN and hit the notification bell to be notified for new videos.
The manhunt for Bolle Jos, the most wanted criminal in our country, continues, and remarkable footage has surfaced of him while he was in Sierra Leone. And now there is fear that he has traveled further in his escape from Dutch justice. We will discuss this with crime reporter John van den Heuvel. John, yes, those images are certainly very striking there in Sierra Leone. How do you interpret them?
Well, it certainly suggests that he has been residing in Sierra Leone for quite an extended period. These are reportedly images from the year 2023. He is then involved in an altercation at a nightclub. Well, you can observe in those images some pushing and shoving. He appears to be somewhat on edge, but also attempts to de-escalate the situation a bit. But it suggests that he has indeed been staying there for a considerable amount of time. And yes, that is essentially what we know about it at this moment. His current whereabouts are unclear. He has not been seen in public in Sierra Leone in the past several days. Authorities are presently anxiously contemplating the potentiality that, in light of his hideout being uncovered, he might have relocated once again.
For myself, whenever I hear the name Sierra Leone, I ponder why choose that particular country. However, it is indeed a well-recognized hub for residing.
Yes, that's correct, and it actually applies to more West African countries. You have been seeing for some time now, for a few years actually, that there is a shift in smuggling routes from South America to Western Europe. This often went directly, but those transports are, of course, well monitored, especially if they go via airplanes or ships. So, drug organizations have slightly shifted that route through West Africa, and that can go through countries like Gambia, but also Sierra Leone. And that also means that the influence of drug organizations in those countries is quite significant. Currently, if you possess strong connections in that region due to the suspected drug smuggling activities of individuals such as Bolle Jos, you already hold a significant advantage. You have established a foothold, making it easier to acquire fraudulent residency papers and identity documents. Furthermore, if you are safeguarded by local drug organizations, then when your location is unknown to the authorities, you truly have minimal concerns.
When discussing Bolle Jos, it's crucial to establish a reliable network in that region. Also, I noticed in your narrative that he might have a connection with the president's daughter.
Well, he has at the very least been observed in photographs with that daughter, including during a church service. Additional photographs are also surfacing on Facebook of her, the daughter of the president, which demonstrate that she is at least in communication with Jos Leidekers. So that can indeed suggest that it has reached the uppermost circles within Sierra Leone. However, on the other hand, the government of Sierra Leone released a statement last weekend indicating their readiness to cooperate with the Public Prosecution Service and the police in the Netherlands. They are conducting a fact-finding investigation, and that would. In theory, at the very least, it could potentially mean that even within Sierra Leone, individuals were never truly aware of the genuine identity of Bolle Jos, and that he resided there under a false flag, under an assumed identity. He might have also made investments there, as is currently being suggested, and that he consequently acquired the nationality of Sierra Leone. This is occasionally possible and applies to numerous countries, because if you genuinely invest in real estate or infrastructure within such a nation, you can also obtain a passport from that country. And it appears that this is what transpired with Bolle Jos, at least. Yes, and then you can, of course, remain relatively under the radar.
Sierra Leone has indeed shown a willingness to cooperate. There is no extradition treaty in place, I believe, correct?
No, well, that doesn't necessarily mean everything. Moreover, it is again being denied in police circles in the Netherlands that there has been contact with the police in Sierra Leone. The Public Prosecutor's Office did confirm this weekend that they have known for half a year that Bolle Jos is residing in Sierra Leone. However, it is difficult to devise a good strategy to bring him here when there is no extradition treaty. Yes, then discussions will often have to take place on diplomatic grounds. Well, that can be very challenging, especially since the Netherlands does not have. The Netherlands lacks its own diplomatic representation or an official embassy within Sierra Leone. The closest embassy is situated in Ghana, which further complicates communication efforts. Naturally, as a law enforcement agency operating in the Netherlands, you are not entirely certain about whom you can and cannot place your trust in within Sierra Leone. You cannot merely pick up the phone and contact the first police headquarters you come across and instruct them to arrest Jos, as it must be executed with utmost care and a significant amount of discretion. Evidently, they were still in that preliminary stage, and now everything has become public knowledge. Yes, that is the question. Will Bonbons calmly wait there until the police come knocking at the door? Or will he indeed choose the lesser of two evils and flee again?
The escape, yes, because you naturally do everything possible to make him serve that long prison sentence. You already mentioned the fear is that he might have left Sierra Leone again. Are there countries that are attractive for criminals to go to? We have, of course, also had cases like Taghi, who was hiding in Dubai.
You observe that the prominent Dutch drug lords generally encounter minimal difficulty in locating a place to conceal themselves in other parts of the world. Fortunately, they do eventually get apprehended, but Taghi remained undetected in Dubai for several years. It is probable that he obtained protection there from individuals who, for instance, might have been involved in the government or law enforcement, potentially providing him with a shield. For instance, you noticed with Setra Suki, who spent a period in the media spotlight. In Colombia, he might have also received assistance from cartel members of the medium. Well, we recently saw Marco, who had found shelter with the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. So, yes, naturally, when you are dealing at a large and high level with major drug organizations, you also earn a lot of money for them. Yes, they are in that. Just like you, they are also prepared to offer their support in return when you are fleeing from justice, so that is not particularly unique. And according to sources, Jos is also known. It is reported that he has previously been in Turkey. He had high-level connections there as well, was even detained once and was released quite swiftly, also because he allegedly holds Turkish citizenship due to investments. It is not very simple to trace those expenses, perhaps possible to track them, but to actually apprehend them and bring them to the Netherlands is not so straightforward.
Certainly. Do you anticipate that it will become feasible in the near future now that they have indeed successfully tracked him? Perhaps they can meticulously follow his escape route or determine where he might be concealing himself effectively.
Well, it seems as it is, of course, as a law enforcement agency, if someone doesn't know that they are being targeted. Well, that is now over because everyone knows where he is or where he has been recently. So that will not make the pursuit of him any easier.
Okay, John van der Hovel, thanks for your tour.